and put it on 2.
परमात्मा से है मेरी आत्मा अब चल कर ले मिलन अब चल कर ले मिलन अब चल कर ले मिलन परमानंद का अनुभव कर धन्य बना जीवन ज्योति बिंदु परमात्मा से है मेरी आत्मा अब चल कर ले मिलन अब चल कर ले मिलन अब चल कर ले मिलन
We welcome you to Antyeshti Sanskar, the final ceremony in the life of Mrs. Paragsingh, who departed the mortal coil at the age of 88. Full life. As a matter of fact, in this time is more than a full life. So we had to perform her final rites. I invite you to please all stand for a moment. We do opening prayer. We may have people of different religious persuasions, but God is one. So I want you to concentrate in a way that you know, that we seek His blessings. You all concentrate on Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Om Yang Brahma Varunendaruddha Murta Srunavanti Dibhyaistavair Vedaih Sangha Parkramo Upanishadair Gayanti Yang Samaga Dhyana Vasyatargate Namansa Pashyamti Yang Yogino Yasyantinna Vidhu Sura Surgana Devai Tasmai Namaham Om Tadeva Lagnang Surinang Tadeva Tara Balam Chandra Balam Tadeva Vidya Balam Deva Balam Tadeva Lakshmi Pate Tinghugang Smarami Om Tat Sat Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Bole Vrindavan Sri Krishna Chandra Ki Jai. Kindly take your seats, offer the flowers, put everything on one side. Put it, everybody put it right here. Yeah. Now, before I begin the ceremony, I always like to explain briefly what we do. Because where Hinduism is concerned, most people do things blindly. There isn't the understanding. And because of lack of understanding, there is fear, and of course, weird practices. So what I'm going to say, especially for the benefit of we call them the celebrants, Adesh, what is your name?
Vijay.
Vijay. Okay, so Vijay number 1, number 2. Vijay and Swasti. Huh?
I'll take one.
You take one. All right. What is your relationship, Vijay?
I am her nephew.
Nephew. Brother, son, sister, son?
Brothers, two brothers.
Brother, son. Good, very good. All right, so it's especially for you all what I'm going to explain, but it's for the benefit of everybody else. So we're going to do a simple ceremony here. We're going to offer water in the body 3 times. We're going to put chandan. We're going to put mala, perfume, flowers, arti. Yeah? Basically, this is what we're going to do. So when we do these things now, people tend to question, are we worshipping the dead body? Because that is what those actions are what we do in puja. So I say no, it's not really worshipping. But the actions are the same. So then, what do we do? So this is where we have to understand what we are going to do. You all have done puja before? All of you? When we do the final havan, the last little bit that is left in the havan, we stand up and we offer it into the fire to complete puja, Purna Ahuti. Remember? Life is like that. Now life should be like a puja. Now we have to understand this, because many of us believe a puja is only when you sit at the bedi and you make all the offerings and so on. So that the thinking could be only Hindus perform puja. And I disagree totally. So I'm going to define briefly what puja is. Puja is made of two syllables, pa and ja. Pa, pap nasham. Ja, jamba vichhed. What is meant by this? Any actions that burns away sins. Any action that burns away sins and frees us from bondage is puja. Get it clear? Any action that burns away sins and frees us from bondage is puja. So I could very well sit at the bedi and perform all the rituals and perform 15 flags, put up 15 flags, but what I'm doing here, I'm binding myself, I'm asking for this, asking for that, asking for the next. Is that puja? For when you ask for all these things, you bind yourself. You understand? So this is where the misconception arises, lack of understanding. Now if you follow what I am saying, everybody could do puja. Hindu, Muslim, Christian, even atheist. He performs his actions, his worship duty is God. So just to get an understanding what puja is. When we say these things cut across all boundaries. So everybody could do puja. Hindus do puja ritualistically. And as I said, sometimes we don't have the understanding. Because I look at religion, at the school system. We have preschool, primary, secondary, tertiary, post-tertiary. Most people are in preschool. Basic things we do just for psychological comfort. And there isn't the understanding of it. And the Gita tells us, if we do whatever we do without the right understanding, difficult to get results. Whereas Bhagavad Mahapuran, Bhagwan Krishna himself said, if we understand why we do what we do, results are instantaneous. So it is important to understand why we do what we do. So first thing, puja. Understand what puja is. And everybody could perform puja. Except that Hindus perform pujas ritualistically. So we won't go into details. But whether we perform puja or not, everybody ends up like this one day. Correct? Ek din hame bhi jana hai. So now, in this case, Tara's life's puja has come to an end. So this is the final lump of clay. Sorry to put it like that because people refer to it as mother, whatever. But it's a lump of clay molded in a certain fashion that we have become attached to. But the thing is that this is the final little bit that is left. As I say, when we do the havan, last little bit that is left, we're going to offer it into the flames. So we're going to take this body to the cremation site. You're going to put gugul, sugar, ghee, black tail, etc. Those are ingredients of havan. So you prepare the body like that. Put it into the chitta, we do a havan, and we offer the final lump of clay into the fire. So in other words, what you're doing here is Purna Hukti, to complete, in this case Adesh, your mother's life. Now we can't do it for ourselves. So we have a protocol, as I explained, sons, right, grandsons. If you can't find anybody, sometimes they say even in the neighborhood. If not, the wife could do it. But in this case, the husband gone already, right? Now I'll explain what we're doing here, and then we can have an understanding as to who could do it, or who should do it, or who shouldn't do it. Alright, so that part of it, we're preparing this body to offer it into the flames. Okay, Arish? But then that doesn't answer why we do what we do here. So we're going to come back to this now. Everybody, the whole creation is made up of 5 tattvas, as we call them, pancha tattva. Have you ever heard of that? See, this is where the problem is, right? Very few people know of these things. Very few. We just follow blind rituals. And I take some time to explain. You know, Reshma, some people say this Pandits talk too much, you know. But I'm again paid to talk. Anyway, I like to talk because I want people to understand. And don't forget that I have been brought up with the same system all these years, almost 60 years as a Pandit. I understand what went before, but I try to do some research and try to take us to a different level. Not preschool, Let's go first year, second year, third year. Better if you go secondary, tertiary, better yet. Understanding. It's called Gyan Bhakti. Now, some of what I say tend to challenge these teachers who of what is being done. But you all are intelligent people, open your minds. I'm not talking by guess. I'm giving you reasons. So follow. Everybody, Hindu, Muslim, I like to keep using that. All. The entire creation made of this Pancha Tattva, the 5 elements, as we call them. Ether, air, fire, water and earth. Everybody. Okay? So when we perform the rituals here, notice what you're doing. You're offering water in the body. You're trying to purify the water element. Chandan, trying to provide the earth element. Flowers, ether element. The perfume, air element. Arti, fire element. In other words, what you're doing, you're purifying the elements within the body to offer it back into the flames. Now when we do puja, people want to make sure you wash the flowers, you wash the rice, you wash the leaves. One fellow went and Vijay went and washed the sugar too. Yeah, so much you want to wash everything. But the whole idea, the concept is purity. Purity. So we purify this body and take it to the cremation site and we prepare it and we offer it into the flames. Do you understand what you're doing? Swasti? Vijay?
Yes.
Now this is a very, very sacred act. Many people say that where there is death, there is uncleanliness and so on and so forth. Notice I give you Aswan, Painti, Chandan, because you're going to perform a certain ritual that is highly recommended by scriptures. And this is, by doing this you get all the blessings. All of the blessings you get. Now if you understand what I just said, purifying the elements within the body. According to tradition, they give a protocol. But if safe circumstances, is it that anybody could do this right? If you understand what I'm saying? The intent behind it is to purify the body. Isn't that anybody could do it? Anybody could do it. But the protocol is here because of relationships. So the question arises, if in today's world a man has no sons, no grandsons, no neighbors want to do the part, his wife should forget he. Right? Could a daughter do it? Could a daughter do the rites? And I'm saying, if you understand the reason for doing it, I just said anybody could do it. So we try to maintain a protocol. You follow? But you see, the sons have to do it, and I don't want to choke fire. But ancient time they say the son get in the house. So he had to do everything. You understand? All a materialistic kind of perspective, which is totally wrong. Alright. So this is one of the things. You may see Swasti standing here, this is her granddaughter. Why can't she do it? But if the protocol is here, you have the son, you have nephew, whatever, the protocol should be followed. But you can also take part in it. Alright. So there was a case where the first godchild I had, man, second one, wife. They got initiated the same day, they got married the same day. So many years afterwards, 2 children, big children, the girl got Alzheimer's. And so she wasn't aware of whatever. And because she wasn't aware of whatever, the husband decided to get a spare tire. You know what I mean? And it's a truck tire. Yeah. Somebody, I don't want to say what more detail, but she had grandchildren also, the person. And this poor girl in the house, not knowing anything, Alzheimer's. The fellow put out his son, daughter got married. Basically, the point come to the girl died. She died. But they went to the Hindu funeral. The son said, you put me out, I'm not coming back there. The daughter said, my son, she had a son, not coming there. Because everybody upset because what has transpired. That betrayal, that deceit. Right? Nobody in the family, nobody in the village, nobody want to do the rites. But they want to do the Hindu rites. So I asked the husband then, I say, you'll do it, boy? He say, yeah. I say, come. But I know people want to talk because all them think how they're mad. How they is me, no? You know? I challenge the system, you know, devotees. I don't like to follow blindly. There's always a why in what we do. People don't ask. So I'm explaining the why. If you understand the why, you can understand what adaptations we can make. But I know people are going to ask, when the wife was alive, she had to do the husband arti. Now when she's there, the husband doing his her arti. How come thing wrong side? When I explain this, what is the intent behind it, and what makes it different from puja, the mantras we say. Most people would know the mantras. So a pandit could come here and boom boom navi anything, they say, do it good. You know what you say? And people get away with murder like that, Hinduism, because people don't understand. So we're trying to correct that flaw. Alright? So when I explained what the purpose of it, nobody dared come and ask anything. I shouldn't say dare, but nobody ask anything. I think otherwise nobody dare to ask anything. Because sometimes they feel I'm quite intimidating. Behind my back they might talk whatever. But you see, to understand and to bring about change is not easy. Right? And people resist change. No problem. But we are all blessed with thinking faculties. Let's analyze it. If you understand why we are doing this thing, what is the problem? What is the problem? You know what is the problem? People first spirit. If you don't do that, she will come back and choke you. The lady gone, choking who? When they live in, you couldn't choke anybody. Did you go choke? Fear, superstition, ignorance is what causes our problem. Those factors cause our problem. So I'm trying to remove that. Anteshti Sanskar, final rites, completing a puja, and this is what we are about to do. Now some people may say we have to have 5 people. Who says so? You have to have at least 1, the main person. So I've asked the question again. You see, we think in a box. If a man has 7, 8 sons and he dies, what are you going to tell them? Take 5 on the cow tree? This obsession with numbers? You have to have 1, the main person. I've asked the question for those who could remember. When the late Indira Gandhi died, Prime Minister of India, who did her rights? Rajiv Gandhi, 1 person. And when Rajiv died, after they blew him up and so on, who did he rights? 1 son, Rahul Gandhi. But in Trinidad, you have to have so much, you have to do this, you have to do that. A lot of things are stretched because of superstition and fear. So, we have 3 people, no problem. We have Swasti standing here together. So the question arises, is she going to shave her head?
Yes.
No, you better kill her, but don't tell her she'll be here. Don't interfere with the hair. Yeah. And then maybe, if you're not shaving your head, then why do you need rights? But then we have to understand now why we shave. Vijay, you don't have to worry. Night all you. Right. Why we shave? So when they say place unclean and so on, when somebody dies, what is the uncleanliness we talk about? People say Chuti Har. You hear the name, the word Chuti Har. What is Chuti Har? We know what Chuti Har. Just like recently Adhik Mas. Ask anybody, Adhik Mas, what is Adhik Mas? Adhik Mas. You understand head or tail about it, but you're afraid. You're scared. Some people who in ignorance fool you and you fall victim to that. Can't do puja. But only Hindus have that problem. You can't, in that whole month you can't do puja. Everybody else could pray, but Hindus can't pray. I do believe that's stupidness, no? We had yagyas, we had puja, everything as usual. You see, but control, no? It's like, you know, somebody tell you also, they say Akshay Triti, you must buy gold. You will get rich. Hindus rushing to buy gold. And who advertising that? The jewel store. You think you'll get rich by buying gold? Ask Elon Musk. Did he buy gold? All the Syrians in Trinidad, the Jews, richest people in the world, they buy gold? Hindus like shortcut. And people play upon our stupidity, our ignorance, and control us. If they hate that, they depend on somebody like me, all them dead, yes? I'm falling for that nonsense, boy. Because what I understand is my karmas, my self-effort in life take me where I go. This is the point we're here to Tara. How she lived, her actions and so on. will take her where she goes, not what we do. But let me clarify this point about Chuti Har. All our rituals and so on have the genesis in India, thousands of years ago. Yeah? So the social conditioning, economic, etc., will impact upon what we do. So even in Trinidad, when the ancestors came back, in those days you never had modern technology like das and so on. So when somebody died, they would most likely die home. You'd have to go and get an ice box to come and put the body in to preserve it. Where there's death, there's decomposition. Germs are created. And this is why they should take down the curtains. Germs. Take down the curtains, got to clean all the place. They normally would turn over the pictures. Hanuman, Durga, up to now I can't understand why. So I can't explain that. Because I find that stupidity. Alright? Turn over the picture. You need those things for inspiration. Anyway, germs. So the Chuti hair is actually germs created. And germs attached to the hair. So those who have no hair, you're okay. Yeah. Now, when they say shave 10 days, why 10 days? There is an incubation period for germs. So 10 days, they will go by the river, they will shave their head and so perform the rites. Why would they go to the river? Because way back in the past, that was the only water course that they had. Right? Now we have water home. Trinidad, you have to go by to the river, wherever, water course. Why? People like the lime. When it was COVID, and they shut down the river all about, where did people shave? Shave home. You see? So people don't understand, even the pundits don't understand that the practices that took place way back in the past were because of certain circumstances. And time, place and circumstances, we make adaptations to suit. Alright? So, as I explained, when we go to the cremation today, we burn everything. When I go back home, you won't bathe? And you will bathe? Yeah? When I go back, I have to bathe like I'm going to my house. My wife will say, go behind you. She full germs. You bathe with shampoo and I bathe with shampoo, I have here. Right? Whatever. Now my point is, you come back home, you bathe, you wash out. Where are the germs? Where are the germs? And then why are you shaving your head? Now a challenge in the status quo here, you know. But people are accustomed. You know, there was a fella sitting by a street corner, bald head, crying, Dhakan Diyal Das dead. Partner passed, what are you crying for? Dhakan Diyal Das dead. Go shave your head and come back. He go and shave your head and come and sit around there and crying. And before long, the whole line, all the men in the village shave their head, come and sit down. Notice the only men, eh? I think they're more stupid or what? Sorry to say that. Yeah. So, everybody line up, bald head men crying. Then what happened? An old lady was passing by with her grandson. And the grandson, you children, you will get direct. Whatever opinion, when they express themselves, you bet is what they believe. Nani, look at all them bald head men laugh. Shut them all, boy, you will get to slap. Yeah. The child stayed quiet, but Nani met the next Nani. And the boy got away, he went and sat to the end of the line. But the Nani talking, oh, Dhakan Diyal Das was a nice fella. I went to school with him, you know. We play and ding. They know Dhakan Diyal Das very good. Listen good. Last fella, the child went by last man and asked, man, why are you crying? He said, Dhakan Diyal Das dead. So I shaved my head. Fella stayed quiet. So then after a while, he said, well, tell me one question again. One thing I want to ask. Who is Dhakan Diyal Das? So I said, why you ask me? Who is Dhakan Diyal Das? He said, hold on. He asked the next man. Because he know. And they asked the next man, until they come to the first fella. Bhai, not me, you know. All them fellas want to know who is Dhakan Diyal Das. He said, you know why? Dhakan Diyal Das is my donkey. He donkey, that he shave, all them donkey shave their head. Yeah. And imagine the Nani went to school with him. Yeah, they play together. All this is, don't think this is far-fetched, you know. This is how people behave, how they think. Lack of understanding. And everybody knows. And stay in that time warp, in that ignorance. How are you going to get out of it? So, In this context, if a girl does it, you have to shave your head, child. Thank God. And I keep saying, long ago, I think it still happens. When you go cremation and so on, funeral, normally there's a standpipe nearby. Everywhere you go and carry cool lantern and throw water behind your back. What are they doing that for? They think it's to prevent spirit from following you. It's not that, it's purifying yourself. You're supposed to go home and bathe, not throw water behind your back. So no understanding in these things. Blind rituals and fear, spirit, killing people. Killing people. And I'm sorry to say, but it's not only Hindus. You see this fear of spirit and all kind of negative forces killing all kind of people. You know why? We don't believe in God. If you believe in God, you fear none. Simple. Simple. So, Swasti, you don't have to worry. And then, if you follow the point I'm making to you now, right? The shaving, you have to do a whole set of things. Correct? Or look at the list. The list before was from Port of Spain to Point 14. Since Venezuelans come in, it reached to Caracas. Stretching the list going. You have to get this, you have to get that, you have to get this. You have to get shoes. And they tell you, you know, brand name, Nike, or whatever. And why? When the fellow walking, so, pitch one bunny foot. Umbrella, sun bunny head. When he tired, he lied him in the cot. He still has to pass through 16 villages. Yes, I'm telling you. And I asked the question, where? Around West, Charleville, Felicity, Barport, Pinal, where? Somebody died in Canada, where is 16 villages? Where? Now, I'm not saying the book is wrong, but the interpretation is wrong. They take it literally. We'll touch upon that some other time, but the thing is that because of that vulnerability, they make us buy a whole set of things. One smart man tell them you have to buy 2 cell phones. Digital and be mobile. You have to call up the spirit. People vulnerable, they buy it. So in other words, there's plenty of exploitation when somebody has died. Because we are vulnerable, we have fear, and you know what? We want to do best for the person who has gone. We want to do the best for them. But let me tell you all something. You have to do the best for me when I'm living, boy. When I'm dead, I'm not eating. I don't understand what clothes you put on for me. I don't know whether you put me in what kind of casket. I don't know. I'm gone. So you see, when I look at that, in my own analysis, I think that we try to make up for our own shortcomings. 1 or 2, well, the people will say if we do so. Going good people. Now, a lot of things I say kind of dig people on the inside, you know, they get angry and things. That's good if you get angry when you're listening. Yeah. So we have to understand what we are doing, and this is just touching the surface only. Alright? So, Swasti, as I said, you have to shave your head. But I come back to the point again that why 10 days? If you bathe in everything else, washing out all the germs, why within 10 days to shave? We have done many times. But now everything we have done in 5 days. You know why? Because what we do today is for Tara to dispose of the body. Everything we do afterwards is not for her, it's for ourselves. Because we all owe 5 debts of gratitude. When it's shaving, Allah will tell me if Tara come back and shave. This is Tara shaving. Bandara, the food you put in outside, that's for her. People think so, it's not. We owe 5 debts of gratitude. All this I'll explain as we go along later on. Debt to God, debt to the sages, to the ancestors, society and the lower forms of creation. So the food we put outside is not for Tara, it's for the lower forms of creation. We are repaying our debts of gratitude. Because he who takes without giving is a thief. This is the purpose, the objective of doing all that we do after the cremation. It will take some doing for people to understand that, or to accept it, I think. But I'm telling this is what it is. Right? How could I, when we burn the body, bhojan is for the body. The body eats food. The soul eats food. Bhajan is for the soul. See? So again I am saying, because of this insufficient knowledge, or no knowledge, ignorance, we are caught up in a certain system, and if we don't make adjustments, adaptations, we're gone through. Now I'll tell you something, I don't condemn anybody, but look at the whole situation. Recently, last week, I did a cremation to Morrissey Bandara. While just at the post, another brother's son died. Same family. But that one, you know what he said? He said, I don't want to do any kind of Hindu right something. Carry me to the church, say a prayer and burn me. God, I don't want to put my family under any pressure. So, coming to the point, when you all mentioned to me, Adesh has certain conditions, he can't stay without salt and so on and so forth. So, 10 days, who are you fasting for? You fasting for your mother? I can't fast for nobody, boy. Man lives himself by himself, man sings himself by himself. It's for himself for doing it. Now, I've asked the question, why do we have to do that? Eat boiled food, sleep on the gong, come back home before 6 o'clock. Well, I like that one. Because people can't loaf all over, can't line, come back home early. The first word. Yeah. Anyway, why you do that? Because you live a life of asceticism. This is Trinidad, this is not India. Right? If a man has to go to work tomorrow, after the funeral, he doesn't go to work, he will lose his livelihood. What's the purpose? Like my son, he is at UF, University of Florida. I have one son. When I pass out, whenever, I hope not too quick, but whenever, somebody tell me we're in the departure lounge in a Vijay. I say, no, I bought the flight already. But I don't know if they postpone it or cancel it. We don't know. But what I'm saying, I told my family, when I pass out, you know what? 5 days finish everything. You think UF will understand that he has to come here for 13 days for his father, Bhandara? A different culture, different background? Find the next job, boy. So we're not being practical when we look at these things. Yeah? So this fella, he didn't want to put pressure on his family. No fasting for so much days and what. Right? Dispose of it. Dispose of the body. So what I am saying, all that asceticism, work is worship, duty is God. Right? If you don't perform your work, your duty, then you're failing. What yogi you're playing? You have to go to work. You do your job, you do your duty. That in itself is yoga. Follow me? Now the thing is that, I'm saying this because you have to understand, you make an excuse, I can't say without salt. No, you eat whatever, maintain the principles, but you make a sacrifice as best as you can. You have to determine the sacrifice, and don't let laziness and other, considerations make you do otherwise. This is for you. You make a sacrifice, no gain without pain. You follow? So that there is no reason whatsoever that you can't do what you have to do. Get up and you offer water, but you offer water before you eat, and then what? Go ahead. But you have to control the diet, right? And that'll serve you better. Everybody, right? So you all understand the point I'm making here? It is sacrifice. Bhagavan Krishna said to mortify the body, to destroy the body. That is not yoga. Thy bhog and rog, thy sickness. Right? Now, I know when I say this thing, many people will be able to fast and go and eat and drink and then, no. You have to determine, because remember what I just said? Man lives himself by himself, man sings himself by himself. You make excuses to not make a sacrifice, who suffer? Not the soul. She gone. You. The individual. Everybody responsible for himself. Get that clear. So, I thought I'll mention this, Adesh. You have no reasons for not performing whatever afterwards. But meat and so on you do it. Alcohol you don't drink. Maintain a discipline as best as you can. And there's a type of fasting, you can eat 1 meal per day. 1 meal per day. My whole life fasting, I hardly eat once for a day, twice for a day if I get food. Yeah. That is fasting. Yeah. So in other words, you make a sacrifice. Denial. You decide how you're doing it. You want to sleep when you're gone? It's up to you. But I just want to emphasize that is not for your mother. All our fasting for her is for you. It's for you. So all the rituals we have, to wrap up this part of it, aimed at whatever we do, we are the beneficiaries. When I do puja, Who benefits? Not God. God doesn't need anything. I benefit. Each individual. This is why emphasizing the point, man lives himself by himself and man sings himself by himself. And add something to that. You are alone. Everybody alone. Anybody go with Tara? She goes alone. All of us, we may have everybody around us. We are still alone, you know. And you know how to prove that? When you start to suffer with pain. Anybody could share your pain? When things good, you could eat you out and drink you out. When pain, bait yourself. But what caused all that pain? Our own karmas. We create our karmas. We create our destiny. Okay? So I keep saying this, and you know, as I keep getting older in life, I like to make the point, who want to take it, take it. Who can't take it, it's not my problem. It's your problem. I'm not taking medicine for anybody's sickness. But what I'm saying to you is based upon scriptural injunctions. And this cuts across all boundaries. Even the atheist who doesn't believe in God. Notice principle, living a life of principle, a life of duty. Everybody is subjected to this in this world of duality. It's one world we live in. And you can't have more than one God. Can we? We call him by different names. We say Ram, Krishna, Paramatma. When the Muslims say there is no God but Allah, I agree 100%. Allah is not a Muslim God. It's a Muslim name for God. Jehovah is a Christian name for God. It's one God. But we create the division because of our ignorance. Because of our ignorance. God never said we fight each other. However you believe, whatever you believe, stick to that and maintain it. It's one God we have. One. But all goes back to what I do. Okay? So I want you all to understand this, and this is only, as I said, the surface only. Plenty things more. And I always like to use the opportunity to learn. Because somehow I feel that the best time people listen is when somebody dead. When things good, nobody listening, waiting to eat and go back home. You are going to think, no? So forgive me for utilizing some of your time. Yeah? Okay, finish it. Right? But for now, this is enough to clarify whatever. Alright? What we are doing. Okay? So we perform the rites. Anybody want to sing bhajan by the time? Anybody? Nobody? Well, I'll say the mantras. Yeah? Yes? Right. So you do the bhajans while we perform the rites. Come up here now. Yeah? Yeah. Go ahead, yeah. Alright, so you touch hands. So Adesh, you use the mango leaf, sprinkle water in the body 3 times. Go ahead, wrong, so yeah. Om Adamu Gotasya Sitara Pretasya Mrisasani Shaunimit Snanam Mayadiyanti Tavopatishtatam.
The relationship we have.
3 drops of water on the lips, do late touch, right?
So to Nalini, Roshni and the entire family, I want to say sincere condolences from my family and myself. This bhajan,
Right.
Pandit just said something.
Chandan.
We are all alone. And there's a line in this bhajan, the last one, says, Mai du akela, I am alone. It says, Aaye bhi akela, jaye bhi akela. Do din ki zindagi hai.
Ring finger, put the tika on forehead. Om Adamu Gotasya Sitara Pretasya Mrisasani Shaunimit. Alright. Mrisasani Shaunimit. Gandham, come, Vijay, Mayadiyanti Tavopatishtatam. Ring finger. Put right on top of the same spot here. Om Gandham Mayadiyanti Tavopatishtatam. Swasti. Right on top there. Pass it back. Mala. Tulsi. 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 Three. Alright, hold the fan. Take one, touch it to the right eye, put it underneath. Touch it there, put it underneath. Tulsi Dalani Mayadiyante, left eye. Tavotishtatam. Om Tara Pritasya. Put on lip. Right. Good. Mala. One mala each. Yeah. Right. Pajadawani na keso. Adamu gotasya. Sitara pritasya mritasani shavnimit. Pushpamala mayadi antita upatishtatam. Put underneath there so. Underneath, yeah. Right. Mritasani. Right. Come firstly. Perfume. Take it. Sprinkle. Give each one the picture sprinkle, yeah. Gandham mayadiyamti tavupatishtatam. Firstly, sprinkle out all. Look at on your face, huh? Sprinkle out all. Yeah. All. Sprinkle out all, yeah. Aarti. Right, one by one again, 5 times the only body. So go to the middle here, so pass it down 5 times. Clockwise, yeah. Adamu gotasya, sitara pritas, one by one. Mritasani shavnimit, you do it one by one. Mritasani shavnimit, deepam mayadi yamte tavapatishtatam. Yam dvari mahagori andhina tamusavrita, tataloka narthaya deepa yamupatishtatam. Right, Vijay. 5 times, yeah, pass it around. Continue, yeah. Om adamu gotasya sitara pritasya mritasani shavnimit, deepam mayadi yamte tavapatishtatam. Om yam dvari mahagore andhina samsare. Om tat sat. Swasti. Om yam dvari mahagore andhina samsare. Pinda.
एक दिन हमें भी जाना है, जग चला जाता है सारा इसका.
Right, put it back. Yeah. Open your hand. Come back, Vijay. Om adamu gotasya, si tara pritasya, mritasani shavnimit, ishati pindu mayadiyamte tavupatishtatam. Put it into the right hand there. No, open it. Alright, just rest it there and leave it. Alright, open your hand. When I show you water, you open your thumb and let the water fall on top there. Om ad amogotasya si tara pritasya tu angelis chi mayadiyamte tavupatishtatam. That's on top, right on top. Alright. Take out a piece of the gold from your pocket. You had the gold in the pocket, take it out. Yeah. Open it out. Open it out, yeah. Open your hand.
फिर बचताना एक दिन हमें भी जाना है, एक दिन हमें भी जाना है, एक दिन हमें भी जाना है.
Put one left there. Inside. Put inside the end. I'll leave it. Go ahead. Next side. Corner of both eyes. Put the motor corner now. Yeah. Put between the lips. Next one. Anybody else again have to do Aarti? Anybody else again to do Aarti? Family union. Yeah. You all are married, so it will be good to do it, yeah. Afterwards, you can put flowers down here. Right? So nobody else. Any other family and then? Come. Who want to do it? Come. Who want to do the Aarti? Alright. Well, just wait one side for now. Yeah.
आज भी रहे में सपने खोए खोए नैनों में है उजड़े
What time you want to leave here?
सपने
So half 10 anything? Very good.
याद की कतरी दिए झुकाए नजर चले
Vijay, hey, bring a chair for me there. I just want to be chairs. Bring it for me there. Yeah.
किधर चले भूल गई है माँ अब तो
That's it right here, no? Yeah. You all can sit down if you want, right? Yeah, all can sit down by your time.
अब तो इस जग में जिए आंसू पीते पीते जैसी इन पे बीती वैसे और किसी पे न बीते और किसी पे न बीते कोई मत
She's familiar.
बान के गतरिया रामा बान के गतरिया बान के गतरिया रामा बान के गतरिया जय धन बान की गतरिया कोई ना ले जय धन बान की गतरिया कोई ना ले जय धन बान की गतरिया राज पलंग पर बैठे जब यमराज पलंग पर बैठे उलट गए दोनों नैन पतरिया उलट गए दोनों नैन पतरिया कोई ना ले जय धन पान की कतरिया कोई न जय धन पान की कतरिया मारे ही सोता प्राण निकाले मारे ही सोता प्राण निकाले प्राण लुकाई कोतरिया प्राण लुकाई कोतरिया कोई न ले जय धन पान की कतरिया कोई नाल जय धन पान की कतरिया बोलो वृंदावन वीरलाल की जय
Blessings. Wonderful. All right. Many thanks to you. Now, so ladies and gentlemen, we have more or less completed the ritualistic part of it. And just a few words again to understand and see. Now, if you listen to the last bhajan that was sung there, nobody carries anything with them. खाली के आए थे, खाली के तुम जाओगे. You came into the world with nothing except our karmas, of course, and we go with nothing. Even the body is left behind. So there is a confusion, but what causes everything to happen to us? Kabir Das, very nicely he said, Kabira jab hum paida hue, jag hase hum roe. Aisi karni kar chalo, hum hase jag roe. Kabir Das saw that when we are born, the first thing we do is to cry. And if we don't cry, they make us cry. The reason is to take our first breath. When we cry, the observation is that people laugh. They're happy, oh, the child is born. Kabir again looks on, Aisi karni kar chalo, but I perform such karmas in my life that when the time comes, I go laughing, and I leave the world crying. What is the difference between the beginning and the end? It is karma. Karma. And ladies and gentlemen, everybody is subjected to karma. Newton's third law. Every action has equal opposite reaction. Every cause has an effect concealed, and every effect is cause revealed. Nobody gets away. Nobody. Nobody. No matter how smart we are, what connections we have, etc. कोई लाख करे चतुराई, कर्म का लेख मिटे नारे भाई. You can't rob off karmas. One person told me, he said, Pandit, I do 100 good. If I do one bad thing, that'll cancel out. So I told him, I said, cancelling is only mathematics, why? Not in life. When you plant that seed, it bears fruits. You will have to understand that. So, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes misunderstanding. A person living a bad life and they seen things good. They seen their way. A person praying hard, doing the right things and suffering. So people say, well, better do bad. But you have to understand what this is all about. If I plant a seed, I do not get fruits the same time, do I? Time is of essence. So the person who might be living a bad life and enjoying his past karmas bearing fruits. But what he is doing now, those bad seeds will create a problem for him in time to come. You don't have to worry about anybody else. This is law of nature. Right? And time is most powerful force. Many people think they could hide and do something, hide and do it in the dark, and you get away. You might escape the law. You don't escape God. Now I shouldn't say God, because people think God will punish us. And I don't agree with that. God doesn't punish anybody. Our own karmas come back to haunt us. God is impartial witness. Impartial witness. So we don't blame God. This is why I go back again to this statement. Man lives himself by himself and sings himself by himself. Get that clear. So there is only one way we can escape all that, is if we unconditionally surrender. What easier said than done. You don't question God. You even think of questioning God. None of us doing that. Because we always, as I started by saying, ask why. We always ask why. But the person who has surrendered, that question not in his intellect. No. Unconditional surrender. Totally dependent on the Lord. Like a baby on mother's lap. The baby won't have to think that I'm hungry. Ma, feed me. No, the baby is baby. Mother knows when to feed the child, when to bathe the child, etc. So like the baby on mother's lap, that is called unconditional surrender. None of us like that yet. We still question God. So you know what? Everybody is responsible for yourself. Everybody. And whatever happens to me, is nobody caused it. I have caused it. That's why I keep telling people, don't tell me no nonsense about Obianding. Right? In today's world, almost somebody do me something. You like a Good Friday Bubuli. Everybody do you something. Now I keep saying, if you leave your house open and a thief walks in, you're going to blame the thief? Why you leave your house open? You see, we don't take responsibility. Whether I have that right to leave it open or not is okay. But if you look at these circumstances, that right may not be right. You have to do what you have to do based upon circumstances. So every man is responsible for himself. And I like people to understand that. Because I'm fed up of hearing people blaming everybody else. Everybody else. Everybody else. When we are responsible for ourselves. Karma is a very, very important principle. It's a cosmological law. Tara has lived her life and she is going. Her karmas will take her where she goes. Simple. Now we still have some time left, don't we? We don't know how much time, God knows. And what we do with the rest of time is important to us. If I have the understanding, tomorrow never comes. Today is what is important. Ye ghar na jaye beat. Make use of this moment in time, devotees. Tomorrow never comes. And I keep saying, life is too short for conflict, hate, animosity, and this is prevalent in society. Prevalent. And we preach, love God, and there's hate on all sides. So, I'm saying if I have enmity with someone, let me put it like this, somebody has enmity with me, even though I am in the right, there's nothing wrong in saying, I'm sorry. Pacify. Because you don't know who is next. Who is next? So, we have limited time though, and time is the most powerful. So I want people to understand that and make use of the time that you have. Time, tide, opportunity, wait on no man. Tara has lived her life, she has her time, she has gone on. Her journey will continue. We don't know where she is going to go. And now I've been hearing people say that the soul go by God right hand side and what. I don't know if God have a right hand side or left hand side, I don't know. But we'll mention briefly about what is this here. There's the body and the soul. They're not the same. The body is not the soul. Now I have been asking many in recent times, how many bodies do we have? In New York, one of my godchildren, she is a medical doctor, very wisely she said, Guruji, we have one physical body. So she couldn't go wrong. Physical body. But everybody has 3 bodies. Physical body, astral body, and a causal body. You've got to understand all this. There are 5 sheets that we have. Food sheet, air sheet, mind, knowledge and blissful sheet. Panchakosh. The 3 bodies and the 5 sheets are not who we are. We are the indweller. The body is like a cage. So we are trapped in the cage. So in this case, Tara is free from the cage. The bird has flown from the cage. We are still trapped in the cage. Still trapped. And the objective of life, the highest objective, is to come to that realization that so who I am and what I am. Aham Brahmasmi. I am divinity. Now I mentioned earlier on that the food we put outside is not for the person who died. So verse 23, in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, people should get Gita and read. Bhagavan said, Nainang chindanti sasrani, nainang tahati pavaka, nachainang kledayantyapu nashosheti marutaha. Fire can't burn the soul, water can't wet it, weapons can't cut it, wind can't dry it. Now notice he spoke of these 4. Weapons, water, fire and air. I started by saying that there are 5 tattvas. 5. Now Gita speaks of these 4. What about the 5th one? Why didn't speak of the 5th one? Akash, which is all pervasive. Because the soul is of the nature of Akash. All pervasive. We say the soul in the body, Bhagavan didn't say that. So I like to make this point. So when they say fire can't burn the soul, how the sun burn in the head? How the fish burn in the foot? Soul has neither, no hand, feet, nothing at all. You see, we say it, but we don't understand what we're saying. Alright? The food you put outside, not for the soul not eating. Those things we do, whatever we do because of our debts of gratitude. But verse 24 says, the soul, Nitya, is eternal. Sarvagataha, all pervasive. Sthanur, immovable. Hear what I'm saying. Immovable. Achaloyam, unchangeable. And Sanatan, eternal. Now it's important to pay attention to the word the words I'm saying here. Bhagavan Krishna's words. The soul is immovable. There are 2 types of motion we can have. You can vibrate on one spot or move from spot to spot. The soul is immovable. So where is the soul going? Vijay? All over here in the soul passing through 16 villages. And you go in here and you go in there and go in where? And after 10 days the soul reach where? And Bhagavan says the soul is immovable. Mathematically, I like to use a mathematical model. The soul can be compared to a circle of infinite circumference, but with the center in the body. How many circles of infinite circumference can we have? You can't say infinite because that means it's more than one. There is the circle of infinite circumference, which is the Lord Himself. And the soul is a circle of infinite circumference, which is exactly as the Lord is. Aham Brahmasmi, but with the center in the body. But you could have infinite centers. So in other words, that soul, as we call it, it becomes Jiv Atma when it is centered in a body, as we say. So one here, there, each person a center. But the same one infinite. So when you say the soul going, where it going? I use an analogy. Air is all about. If I have a kalsa with air inside, correct? If I burst the kalsa, where the air going? Correct? Merge right there, you're not going anywhere. So all this talk about the soul going wherever, buy slippers and buy this and buy umbrella, whatever, what is the purpose of all that? I'm not saying don't do it. That's not the reason for doing it. You see? So in other words, the body is finished. We've got to cremate it. Atma, always, part of Paramatma, all of us, part of all of us. All of us. Now that's a dangerous thing to say, eh? Because if you see you go home, you see my cup for long, just look, Mama come back. Baba see the spirit going away. I understand all that. You see, because of ignorance, not being learned, certain things have been put to us. If you understand the philosophy, you can't go wrong. So in other words, the soul doesn't go anywhere. Right? Lord Ganesh, Swami Kartikeya, there was a discussion. Lord Ganesh wanted to leave. And Swami Kartikeya said, "Oh Ganesh, why are you leaving me?" Ganesh said, "Where am I going? I am the inmost consciousness in you." Get that clear? So some people say, "My father always with me." You're right, you know. But you're thinking about the body. And I'm thinking about the divine, the essence, always with us. Always with us. So this is why I keep saying, when somebody dies, in Hinduism they say, do this for your father, do for your mother, do this, do that, do the other. And a whole set of things we do for them. When, to liberate them, I can't liberate any soul. I can liberate myself. The only way I can liberate a soul is if I become an unconditional devotee of the Lord. That's the only condition. And none of us doing that. So you see, a lot of what we do afterwards, psychological. So for the Bhandara, shaving, all these actions, tomorrow dispose of the ashes and so on, Dudh Mohi, whatever, all the fasting and so on that I explained, that is for us. And you do it based upon circumstances. Alright? Get that clear. And it's up to devotees to do whether you want to do it. As I say, if I repay my debt of gratitude. Why I have to wait 13 days to repay my debt of gratitude? Or 12 days? Garu Puran says, a Shudra, Bhandara is 40 days. A Vaishya, 17 days. A Kshatri, 13 days. And a Brahman, 12 days. How many days everybody doing Bhandara now? Vijay? 13. Everybody come Kshatri. You ask 9 out of 10 people what caste you belong to, they know what you're talking about. You understand me the point I'm making? So from 40 days you come to 13. That's why I asked from 13 why I can't come to 5. Still fear in people's minds. Because they feel in the soul. Soul don't eat food, boy. You have to understand the philosophy. And if it's repaying payment of a debt of gratitude, is it too early to do it? And then question. The body has been, we're going to burn it. The soul has a caste. Now according to the name and so on, you all are Kshatri, Paragsingh. Yeah. But the soul, the body is being burnt. The soul has a caste. Mano Buddha Hankar Chitani Naham. The soul has none of these handles attached to him. You see? So where are we going? Where are we going? So it will take some time. And I'd like to make comparisons, but you know, a Muslim dies, they bury him, life goes on 40 days, they do whatever, life goes on as usual. Christian dies, when a Hindu dies, Vijay, you can't buy a new car. Every door falling out, you can't fix it in the house. You can't nail a nail in the house because somebody died. Not that making sense? That's the part of the problem in Hinduism. And the reason for this is that way back in the past, everybody lived in the same house, boy. I'm not condemning it, but the circumstances are different. If everybody lived in the same house, you ever watch them Indian on GTV? Then you see all from all different corners, all of them coming out. All of them live in the same house. When somebody dies in the house, of course you want to maintain certain, not infringe upon people's sensitivities. But now somebody live in Canada, somebody live in Pinal, when somebody die, I can't do puja, somebody dead. You live in Canada. For the purpose. No understanding. Life has to go on. And I've had many circumstances like that. Right? Where a lady, her husband died, and after funeral and so on, but now she came, Guruji, they tell me I can't nail a nail in my house. I said, well, why you want to nail a nail? Sometimes I play stupid a little bit, She said, well, the house has no roof. There are no window, no doors. We were fixing the house and he died. I said, well, no problem, go on there and all too. Go and see the house and there and all too. She said, what do you mean? I said, go and fix your house. Common sense dictates you fix your house. Fix your roof. The lady lived for 20-something years afterwards. Feel free, if I do that, something will not happen. What's going to happen? What is to happen will happen no matter what you do. Okay? So in other words, I'm trying to say, especially for the benefit of the young ones, Hinduism is very, very powerful and great. We have many practices, but sometimes we hold on to certain practices that have no relevance to the present day situation. Like for instance, when somebody dies, they say tonight, Nalini, they say you're supposed to put some powder outside the door the ladies to sleep and cover it. And next morning everybody get up and watching the powder to see what footprint in it. See, that's what she born back as. See, imagine a cockroach walk on that midnight. Huh? All these things don't just occupy the mind, they have absolutely no relevance. Had nothing to do except psychologically to provide some comfort for you. We are at a different stage. Psychologically we are different. Okay? So I'm just putting it to you, and gradually, I hope that people understand. And Rishma keeps saying, maybe after I cook, you know what I mean, right? And I kick the bucket and I go on. More people might start to understand what I've been saying and start to do it. Right now, many pundits quietly do in 5 days. Quietly. Yeah. But before they can't do that because how do you say so? They're not how they want whoever, no? It's to make it easier for our people. During the course of COVID, 2 weeks, Monroe Road, 6 people died. How many 13 days Bhanda are you going to do? Find out. But we're so afraid, caught up, we don't know. We have to do all kind of things. Recently, somebody in Bagpur died. They asked me to do the cremation, finish. Then the boy told me, say, Guruji, I really have money to do nothing else. After the cremation, all the money finished. I can't do shaving, I can't do... I said, but why you worry yourself? I try to put people under stress, devotees. I try to empower you, take you out of... Because I know that all these things otherwise, if it's a debt of gratitude... Ladies and gentlemen, we don't want to keep you back too long. What I want to do at this point in time... Devan wala hu, fir tu hi mera par kare. Jai 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 Krishna Hare. Jai Krishna Hare, Shri Krishna Hare, Dukhiyon ke dukh dur kare. Jai 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 Krishna Hare. तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विष को भी अमृत कर दे। तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विष को भी अमृत कर दे। पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा, पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा, जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे, जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे, दुखियों के दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। तेरे दर्शन को मैं तरस रहा, तेरा नाम के माल जपत रहा। तेरे दर्शन को मैं तरस रहा, तेरा नाम के माल जपत रहा। भाव सागर से मोरी नैया, भाव सागर से मोरी नैया, क्षण में जाय किनार हो, क्षण में जाय किनार हो। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे, दुखियों के दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। ओम नादि निधि नु देवा शंख चक्र गदाधर, अक्षय पुंडरीकाक्ष प्रीत मोक्ष प्रदो भव। कृष्ण कृष्ण कृपालो त्वं गतिनां गतिर्भव, संसारार्णव मग्नानां प्रसीद पुरुषोत्तम। ओम तत्सत। आत्मा शांति, आत्मा शांति, आत्मा शांति। बोले वृंदावन श्री कृष्ण चंद्र की जय। Of your flowers, everybody with the flowers. Now devotees, ladies and gentlemen, we will proceed to conclude. I invite you to please all stand for a moment and we do prarthana. Take more flowers. Jai Jagadish Hare. I invite you to join me as we proceed to conclude. Om Jai Jagadish Hare, Swami Jai Jagadish Hare। भक्त जनों के संकट, दास जनों के संकट, क्षण में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। जो ध्यावे फल पावे, दुख बिन शे मन का। स्वामी दुख बिन शे मन का, सुख संपत्ति घर आवे, सुख संपत्ति घर आवे, कष्ट मिटे तन का। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। तुम पूरन परमात्मा, तुम अंतर्यामी। स्वामी तुम अंतर्यामी, पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर, पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर, तुम सबके स्वामी। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। तुम करुणा के सागर, तुम पालन करता। स्वामी तुम पालन करता। दीन दयालु कृपालु, दीन दयालु कृपालु, कृपा करो भरता। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। तुम हो एक अगोचर, सबके प्राणपति। स्वामी सबके प्राणपति। किस विधि मिलूं दया में, किस विधि मिलूं दया में, तुमको मैं कुमति। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। दीन बंधु दुख हरता, ठाकुर तुम मेरे। स्वामी ठाकुर तुम मेरे। अपने हाथ उठाओ, अपने हाथ उठाओ, द्वार पर तेरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। विषय विकार मिटाओ, पाप हरो देवा, स्वामी पाप हरो देवा। श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ावो, श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ावो, संतन की सेवा। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, ओम जय जगदीश हरे, स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। भक्त जनों के संकट, दास जनों के संकट, क्षण में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, ओम जय जगदीश हरे, ओम जय जगदीश हरे। Anybody saying anything? Anybody? Who is? Kindly take your seats, ladies and gentlemen, for a moment. Right. Who it is? Offer the flowers for a moment, yeah? Offer it, yeah. All right, at this point, we'll invite Swasti. Swasti, going to do the needful? All right, Asha.
Sir, I'm ready.
Good morning, everyone. I am Vijay, son-in-law of Paragsingh, who was fully known by her loved ones as Mama. She had been chosen by her family to sleep on their behalf. Tara was born on the 20th of March 1988 to Begum and Rukmin Lakshman, Ramarine Street, Bangladesh, China. She was the youngest of 8 children and only daughter. Tara attended China Arab School, where she was successful in passing for Holy Faith Convent school. As fate would have it, her parents thought it would be in her best interest to learn sewing instead of pursuing a secondary school education. On January 17, 1965, she married her husband, Dave, where they would build a life together and produce 4 children, Jagisha, Matumi, Nalini, Alish, and Rishma. Later in life, the children extended the family by welcoming their partners, Natasha, Vijay, Karen, and Clint. Mama was always content with a very humble and quiet life which she and her family had. Before becoming a biological grandmother to her 6 loving grandchildren, Mark, Kiran, Megan, Rai, Swasti, and Billy, she was first blessed with being a grandmother to Varun and Anil, whom she would fondly refer to as her first grandchildren. Mama was a strong believer in God and never lost her faith. Just over 26 years ago, she lost both her husband and firstborn child within a month. 5 years later, while her grandchild Swasti was still a baby, Mama developed a stroke, but firmly insisted she was going to get better and take care of her grandchild, and so she did. Over time, Mama and her grandchild Swasti developed a special bond, where Swasti would refer to her as her BFF. Mama always took the utmost care of her child, and in the later years, Swasti most certainly ensured that her mama was certainly well taken care of. She was poor to many of her nephews, nieces, and neighbors, and later on, the younger generations who would fondly refer to her as Tati Pua. She was also affectionately referred to as Bauji or Bauj by her in-laws. Mama Pua was known for her unforgettable Sultan. Her grandson Mark would always look forward to having some of her infamous soup and would say to her, "Mama, don't ever lose this recipe." She was always quick to whip up some tasty kurma or milky sugar cake, especially when it rained. Mama loved Bollywood songs and movies and would always refer to her favorite actor, Shah Rukh Khan, as her boy. In her later years, when her memory started to fade, she was most graciously attended to by her loving caregivers, Simone, Sharmila, Tinika, and Soraya, among many others. Who were considered more like a family than her caregivers. With that being said, Tara lived all of her 88 years to the fullest. She ensured that every single member of her family, her immediate or extended, felt loved, appreciated, and accepted. Her love and spirit will always be remembered and carried on by our family, as we will continue to cherish the person she was. On behalf of the family, we would like to thank everyone who supported us during this time. Thank you very much.
I thank you very much, Vijay, for that very, very beautiful presentation. An idea that we all would appreciate very much who Tara was, what she was. So, this is the end of it. We wish her the best and may she continue life journey. And to members of the bereaved family, keep going forward. Yeah. Today you have experiences, many have already experienced it, many more will. This is what life is all about. Keep the journey going. And I keep saying for myself, like the circle is shrinking. I'm a guru. Yeah? And many of God's children go in from all sides, the circle is shrinking, shrinking, shrinking. It's not a nice feeling to know, but what can we do? So we'll conclude. Invite you for one moment to please stand again and we'll do closing prayer. And afterwards you have flowers, you can take the flowers over for it and then we'll proceed to the cremation site. We join together, final prayer. Om Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Om Tat Sat Panchatvat Shanti Atma Shanti Bole Vrindavan Shri Krishna Chandra Ki Jai Satya Sanatan Dharma Ki Jai Bole Shri Swaha Mata Ki Jai. So ladies and gentlemen, you have flowers, family can offer the flowers. Those who have not yet viewed the body may do so. And within 10 minutes I would like to leave. Blessings and many thanks to all of you. That flowers you can take an offer it here.
How long until the count from around this? Limits up now, How long until we get to after analyze what's distance and then it's
Yeah, I know how it is, yeah.
you close up right now. Close up right now.
Yeah.
What's up now?
August. The last Sunday in August. Put it back in the stand, yeah? Yeah. And give him it, yeah. I think I'm in front right here.
Yeah.
Right?
At the court, yeah.
Right, and then cheat around. Alright?
Yeah. I must have for you 5 days,
Huh?
I said to my children 5 days.
They must have fun to worry you.
Yeah, because them children, they know what to do. For the 10 days,
There's no need for all that. Yeah.
ज्योति बिंदु परमात्मा से है मेरी आत्मा अब जा कर ले मिलन अब जा कर ले मिलन अब जा कर ले मिलन परमात्मा से हे मेरी आत्मा अब चल कर ले मिलन अब चल कर ले मिलन अब चल कर ले मिलन परमानंद का अनुभव कर ओ परमानंद का अनुभव कर तू धन्य बना जीवन ज्योति बिंदु परमात्मा से है मेरी आत्मा अब चल कर ले मिलन अब चल कर ले मिलन अब चल कर ले मिलन प्रभु की प्राप्ति का मूल मंत्र है संपूर्ण समर्पण है आत्मा चल प्रभु को सौंप दे तू सारा जीवन देख प्रभु तेरे निकट विराजे ओ देख प्रभु तेरे निकट विराजे कर ले अभिवादन ज्योति बिंदु परमात्मा से है मेरी आत्मा अब चल कर ले मिलन अब चल कर ले मिलन अब चल कर ले मिलन परमानंद का अनुभव करो परमानंद का अनुभव कर तू धन्य बना जीवन ज्योति बिंदु परमात्मा से है मेरी आत्मा अब चल